Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter-Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
The next to the last episode of the Jack Benny program. This episode was originally broadcast May 15th, 1955, as Jack goes to the railroad station, interrupting painting of his house. You'll see where all this goes in a minute.
Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn the clock back to Wednesday and go out to Jack Benny's house in Beverly Hills. It's morning, and at the moment, Rochester is busy cleaning the den.
Oh, it's a long, long time from June to September. But when you haven't been paid, there's much to remember. Well, that takes care of the vacuuming. I better empty the bag. Mr. Benny's residence stars stage, screen, radio, television, and mambo lessons from 6 to 8.
You can skip the commercial, Rochester. This is Susie.
Oh, Susie. How are you, honey?
Don't honey me. I haven't heard from you all week.
All week? I called you the night before last.
You did?
Yeah, you weren't home and I talked to your mother.
That's funny. I wonder why she didn't tell me you called.
Maybe she didn't recognize my voice.
Oh, Rochester, come now.
Well, to tell the truth, honey, I meant to call, but I forgot.
It doesn't matter, Rochester, because we're going to have to stop seeing each other anyway. The way we're going, we'll never get married.
Well, Susie, I know it's discouraging, but I promise we'll get married just as soon as Mr. Benny gives me a raise.
I wouldn't wait that long for Sugar Ray Robinson.
But, Susie...
You should have had a raise years ago.
I know, but there's always something that takes priority. Like this week, Mr. Benny's having the living room decorated.
You mean he actually went out and hired a painter?
Yeah, Mr. Benny's in the living room with him right now.
Now paint that corner. Now get the ceiling above it. Now get the wall. Get the wall.
Yeah,
get the wall.
yeah,
get
yeah,
the wall.
yeah, the wall.
Now get the top of the windowsill. The top of the windowsill.
All right, the sill.
A little more on the top. Good. Now get the other windowsill. The other one.
I'm getting it. Boy, oh boy, this is the last time I ever take a job by the hour. Get the wall, get the corner. Not the sill. It's bad enough that you talked me into working for half of what I'm supposed to charge. But I can't stand being hounded like this.
Who's hounding you? You mean to tell me you've never had customers that took an interest and made suggestions?
Yeah, but you're the first one that ever stayed up here on a ladder with me.
Oh, I didn't realize. Well, you keep working. I'll let you alone for a while.
Okay, but would you do me a favor?
What?
This time when you leave, don't put on those fast records.
Well, I just wanted to entertain you.
Entertain me? During the flight of the Bumblebee, I finished 2 walls.
All right. Smart Alec. He better watch his step or I'll report him to the union for working below scale. wonder why I always get... Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is your little old piano player, Charlie Bagby.
Well, Charlie, how are you?
That's what I called about. I don't think I'll be able to make the show Sunday. I caught a cold.
A cold, eh? Gee, that's too bad. What are you taking for it, Charlie?
Oh, the usual thing.
Well, how do you feel?
Fine. I can hardly walk.
Wait a minute, Charlie. Have you been drinking?
Well, it's not my fault. The doctor told me to take 2 fingers of cognac.
Well?
I drank 3 whole bottles, and it hasn't gone to my fingers yet.
Now, Charlie, don't try to tell me that you're just following the doctor's orders.
Oh, yes, I am.
Now, wait a minute. Look, Charlie, there isn't a doctor in town who'll tell you to drink liquor for a cold.
I know. I had to go all the way to Pismo Beach before I found this one.
I thought so. You know, Charlie, some of these days...
Gotta hang up now. It's time for my medicine.
Goodbye, goodbye. He's so happy when he's sick. Gee, I'm glad he only has a cold. I'll never forget that month he staggered through pneumonia. When they finally put him in an oxygen tent, it exploded. But he's a pretty... Ah, there's the dog. Papa loves mambo. Mama loves mambo. Da-da-dee-deem-da-dum, dee-da-da-deem-da-dum.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Rochester, bring me an aspirin.
What's the matter? You got a headache?
Hello, Rochester.
Oh! I'll get you one, boss.
Thanks. Come on in, Dennis, and close the door. Now, what's on your mind, kid?
Oh, I just came over to bring you a piece of my birthday cake.
Birthday cake? Well, that was very thoughtful of you, Dennis.
I saved it from my party. Here.
Oh, gee. Green icing. Tastes good, too. I never ate green icing before. So your birthday is today, huh?
No, 6 months ago.
Wait, Dennis, you mean this cake is 6 months old?
It was chocolate when I bought it.
Dennis, why in the world would you bring me a cake 6 months old and all covered with mold?
Well, that's the stuff they make penicillin out of.
So what?
You need all the help you can get.
Now cut that out! Now, Dennis.
Boss, here's your aspirin.
I don't need it. The penicillin cured me. Rochester, take this cake, stick a label on it, and put it in the medicine cabinet.
What?
Never mind. Come in.
Well, hello, Jack.
Oh, Don, come on in. Don, there's no rehearsal today. What are you doing around here?
Oh, I just dropped by to return this garden hose I borrowed from you last week.
My garden hose? Oh, you won't be needing it?
Not anymore. I found a belt my size.
Well, Don, there was no rush. You could have worn the hose a while longer.
I know, but it tickles when you turn the water on.
Well, that makes sense, I guess.
Here's today's mail, boss.
Oh, thanks, Rochester.
Say, Jack, isn't that paint I smell?
Yeah, I'm having the living room redecorated. You'll never recognize it.
Oh, really? What color's it going to be?
Well, the ceiling will be sort of an off-white, you see, and 3 of the walls are going to be beige.
Uh-huh. And what are you doing with the 4th wall?
Nothing. That's the one we saved for advertising.
Rochester.
Remember the year Madman Munch took the ceiling?
Rochester, stop being funny. If you'll excuse me a second, Don, I just want to glance through my mail.
Go ahead, Jack.
See what I got here. The bill, another bill, a circular, Another threatening letter from Arthur Murray. Well, he can teach his way, I'll teach mine. Hey, what's this? A letter from Waukegan. Well, I'll be darned. Hey, fellas, here's a letter from a pal I haven't seen in 20 years, Stub Wilbur. He was a classmate of mine in high school.
No kidding, Jack.
Yeah, and he's coming out here for a visit. Let's see. Arriving on the Super Chief at Union Station, 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday the... Hey, that's today. I better get down there.
I'll go with you, Jack.
Me too.
Good, I'll just grab a jacket and we'll go down to the station and meet my friend Stub.
May 15th, 1955, Jack Benny on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
One of the things I found out from my friends at the International Jack Benny Fan Club is that nobody knew that the Jack Benny Show was not going to be renewed for the 1955-56 season until after the final show was recorded. That's why all the comments that you'll hear in next week's show are, "We'll see you in the fall." They didn't come back in the fall. From May 15th, 1955, the next to the last Jack Benny program here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Gee, with that freeway, we sure made good time getting here.
Yeah. Come on, let's go in the station.
Train now leaving on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
I guess we better go to the south end of the depot to meet the incoming passengers.
Yeah, but I better check at the information desk and see if Stubbs' train's on time. Huh?
Hiya, bud.
Huh?
Long time no see.
Oh, yeah. Come on, fellas.
Jack, isn't that the racetrack tout?
Yeah, I'm always bumping into that tout. Look, why don't you and Dennis just browse around while I get the information? Huh?
Okay.
Now, let's see, where's the information booth here?
Correction, please. There will be no trip to Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga as previously announced. That train has just been rented to the Fairfax Kiddie Park.
She is crowded. So crowded here. Excuse me. Pardon me. I wonder if I...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Why, Mr. Kitson! Mr. Kitzel, what are you doing here at the station?
I'm taking a trip to New York.
Well, all the way to New York, huh?
Yes, and I can see my wife's face now. Boy, will she be surprised.
Oh, she doesn't know you're coming.
She doesn't know I'm going.
Mr. Kitzel, don't tell me you had an argument with your wife.
Well, it isn't my wife, Mr. Benny. It's our relatives.
Your relatives, eh?
Yeah.
Why, are a lot of them living there with you?
You think this station is crowded? At the last count, 36 relatives came to live with us.
36 relatives.
Yeah, 12 of them were taking their word. They haven't got birth certificates.
Oh, I see.
What a crowd we got in my house. Every place they're sleeping. On the couches, on the beds, on the chairs, and on top of the piano is my cousin Murphy.
Murphy, your cousin?
He's one of the 12. We're taking his word for it.
Well, have a nice trip, Mr. Kissel, and look me up when you get back.
This is a promise. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Kissel.
Attention, please. We have just learned that while coming through Albuquerque, the westbound Sunshine Limited hit a cow and will be delayed several hours.
Jack!
What is it, Don?
Look who I just bumped into.
Hey, it's the Sportsman, the quartet. Hiya, fellas.
Attention, please. Now arriving on track 18, the Chief from Chicago. On track 2, the Lark from San Francisco. And on track 5, a cow from Albuquerque.
Gee, I bet that one is really tenderized. Now tell me, hey, Sportsman, what are you doing here at the station?
I'm afraid they haven't time to talk, Jack. They have to catch a train.
Oh, where are they going?
To Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Attention, please. Attention. Trains now leaving for Las Vegas on tracks 7 and 11.
Don,
These trains are pulled by diesel engines.
Don.
Roll 'em.
Don, we better get that information about Stub's train. Come on, I think it's right over here. There's the information booth there. Oh, Mister. Are you the information clerk?
Well, what do you think I am in this cage? A parakeet with a Mustang?
Wait a minute. The last time I was down here, they had you behind the ticket counter. How did you get information?
I dialed 113.
Now, will you stop that? All I want to know is if the Super Chief will be arriving on time.
Let me see. The California Limited leaves in 15 minutes. The Grand Canyon departs in a half an hour. The Challenger is leaving in an hour and a half.
Wait a minute. I want to know about a train coming in. Why do you keep telling me about trains that are leaving?
Well, in psychiatry, they call it the power of suggestion.
Look, you still haven't answered my question. When will the Super Chief be in?
In exactly 15 minutes.
Thank you. Come on, Don.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. What track does the train come in on? We have to know what gate to wait at. Oh, look, before we leave the window, why don't you ask the man where to go?
Okay. Oh, Mister, could you tell me where to go?
What did you say?
I said, could you tell me where to go?
If you ask me that once more, I might let you have it.
Oh, never mind. Say, Don, what happened to Dennis?
He's right over there weighing himself.
Oh, yes. Dennis, what are you jumping on that machine for?
Well, I put a penny in, but no peanuts came out.
Dennis, that's a weighing machine. It's a scale. When you put a penny in, a little card comes out. There it is down there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, gee, look, I weigh 155 pounds.
And Dennis, on the other side is your fortune.
Oh, my fortune? Well, let me see. Gee, now they tell me.
What does it say?
No peanuts.
Well, come on, kids. We better get over to meet the train.
Look, Jack, there's plenty of time now. Why don't we go get a sandwich first?
Well, there's not that much time. I'm going to meet the train.
Well, I'm going to get a sandwich. You like to come with me, Dennis?
Well...
Let him go alone, Dennis. You come with me.
Okay.
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Who, me?
No, you with the pointed head.
He means me.
Yeah, you. Come here a minute.
Sheldon Leonard and Dennis Day. This could get interesting. From May 15th, 1955, the next to the last Jack Benny program here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And coming up in our next half hour, the conclusion of this show, along with Part 2 of a yours truly Johnny Dollar story, The Medium Well Done Matter. That's all straight ahead. But first, these important messages.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of the Jack Benny program. May 15th, 1955, Sheldon Leonard and Dennis Day?
Well, this is a switch.
Look, mister.
What are you doing?
I'm going with Mr. Benny.
Uh-uh.
What?
Go with Wilson.
Wilson? Why?
Well, look at the form. He's always out in front.
I don't know. What about Benny?
Benny hasn't got a chance. His photo finish was The Horn Blows at Midnight. Now take my word for it, Bud. Stick with Wilson.
Well, come here a minute.
Huh?
I'm sticking with Benny.
Why?
Wilson's carrying too much weight. He's got everything in the back stretch.
Okay, I'll see you in the poorhouse.
Come on, Dennis, come on. Stop wasting time.
Yeah, it's getting late. Well, I suppose I'd better go with you, too.
The Southbound Limited now leaving for Laguna, Capistrano, San Diego, Tijuana, Acapulco, and Mexico City, I think.
Jack, this is the gate right here.
Yeah, sure a lot of people waiting. Huh? Well, I can hardly wait to see Stub again. Good old Stub.
Yeah, I'll bet he'll be glad to see you, too. Come on, let's edge over a little.
I wonder what that kid is crying about.
Attention, the Super Chief is now arriving on track 8.
Come on, Mr. Benny. Everyone's getting ahead of us.
That poor kid. I better see why he's crying.
Oh, now, Jack, how can you butt in? You don't even know the kid.
Well, I can't just let him cry. What seems to be the trouble, Sonny? Did you lose your mommy? Look, I don't know what's wrong, but I wish you'd stop crying.
If you give me a nickel, I will.
Go ahead, Jack. Give it to him.
But, Don, I don't even know the kid.
The people are starting to come up the ramp.
All right, kid, here's a nickel. Now you can stop crying and dry your eyes because everything is going to
Let
be...
go of it already.
Oh.
Here you are, Dad.
Thanks. I didn't think you could do it.
Jack, do you see your friend?
No, I don't. I hope he didn't miss the train. Gee, that's the way he was in school, too. Completely irresponsible. That's Stub Wilbur. I was 2 years older than Stub, and he got in the habit of letting me do his thinking for him.
Attention, please. Attention. The Lurleen now arriving on track 5.
Lurleen?
Man, was it foggy.
Well, there's no sense standing here. Let's go home.
Yeah, I guess so. Gee, I'm sorry I dragged you both down here on a wild goose chase.
Beg pardon, but could you be of a little assistance to me?
Huh? Oh, what can I do for you, sir?
Well, I don't see so good anymore. Would you mind reading an address I've got written down here on this piece of paper?
Let's see. 366 North Camden Drive. But wait a minute. That's my address.
Well, Jack Benny.
Stub Wilbur. Gee, it's good to see you. Come on, Stub. We got a lot to talk over. Here, I'll carry your bag.
Never mind the bags. Carry me.
Gee, it's amazing how old you can get when you don't lie about your age. Come on, everyone. Let's go home.
Friends, every minute, day and night, a destructive fire starts. And in 9 out of 10 cases, most fires start because someone is careless. Don't let that someone be you. Be sure your electrical wiring is properly installed. Put cigarettes and matches out before you discard them. Be on guard constantly against fire. Remember, only you can prevent fires. Thank you.
Gosh, Stub, isn't it wonderful? Your first day in California.
Yeah, can I go to bed now?
You want to go to sleep, but it's so early.
I know, but I'm so tired of painting this room.
We just have to finish this ceiling, and then we can go to sleep.
Yeah, sleep.
Good night, folks.
May 15th, 1955, the next to the last episode of the Jack Benny Show on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes?
Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we have part 2 of the 5-part yours truly Johnny Dollar story, The Medium Well Done Matter. This was originally broadcast May 15th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Randy Singer at headquarters, Johnny.
Oh, hi. More information on Tony Ricardo?
Only what I told you before. Look out for him.
Randy, that doesn't sound like anybody that a gal like Carol Sharp would be associated with.
Who knows? For a cut of her money, most anybody'd be willing to act like a nice old coot. Till he got his hands on it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But now I thought you were going to set up a seance for me. Or couldn't you find a crystal ball?
I'm working on it. I'll call you.
Yeah, do that.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location New York City, to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the matter of the medium. Well done. Three people to look up immediately. First, Carol Sharp, wealthy heiress who insisted on a funny change in the beneficiaries of a whopping big life insurance policy. Second, a questionable character named Tony Ricardo, who was scheduled to be one of those beneficiaries. Third, in the same category as Tony, one Madame Celia Morgana, self-styled psychic medium. Instead, I huddled with Tommy Green, the broker who handled Carol Sharp's policy.
But you haven't even seen Carol yet?
Nope.
Johnny, I can't stall off changing the beneficiaries of her policy much longer. You've got to do something about this.
Because you don't like mediums?
This one is a fake.
Or you don't like playboys with foreign names?
Listen, Johnny, I'm afraid that once she names them in her policy, her body will suddenly turn up floating around somewhere in the East River.
But what if I find they're okay? In spite of the opinion of Sergeant Singer of the NYPD.
What did he say?
Oh, not much. But he hinted that when I meet Ricardo, I'd better be carrying a gun.
Well, don't you see? That's exactly what I'm driving at.
As for the medium, well, Tommy, you know as well as I do, there are a lot of perfectly legitimate, honest spiritualist churches all over the country.
Believe me, Johnny, if this one ever saw the inside of a church, it'd be a miracle. She's a fraud.
How do you know? Ever met her?
I know how these phonies operate.
Ever met her?
No, I haven't. I haven't the least idea where to look for her. That's why I sent for you. But you haven't even seen Carol yet. Now, look.
Tommy, I've taken a place in her apartment hotel, the Bell Towers.
Oh, you expense account boys.
And I'll meet her as soon as I can, in my own way. Meanwhile, I want you to do something for me.
It'll help to get things moving, anything.
Find out some more about the beneficiary she wants to cut off.
Her mother and two brothers out in Mauchunk, Pennsylvania.
Find out how they're doing financially, among other things.
How, Johnny? Hire another investigator? I take it that you don't want them to know about it.
Well, why don't you cook up some kind of a news item about Carol, the local girl in the big city, and phone it into the local newspaper editor. Those small-town papers love that sort of stuff, and the editor will probably talk his head off about the family if you encourage him a bit.
What kind of a news item?
Oh, anything that's harmless.
Sounds like something you'd be better at than I am.
Tommy, I've got other things to do. Plenty. Armed with the snapshot of Carol, I took a cab to the Bell Towers. And I hoped that somehow, and without making it too corny or obvious, I could figure a way to get next to Carol Sharp. As it turned out, it was both corny and successful. You see, the automatic elevator in the towers is a slow one.
Will you push the button for 12, please?
Oh, surely, miss. I'm only going to the...
What's the matter?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here, I'll push it.
No,
I
don't.
beg your pardon.
I'm sorry, but I can't believe this. Unless I'm psychic.
Now, look, mister, this city is too big and sophisticated for... Is something wrong with you? You did want to get off on the 10th floor, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Well, we're here. Floor 10, so... Mister, did somebody hypnotize you?
Yes. No. Oh, please, miss, excuse me. It's just that I can't believe... Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Well, when I was a kid, I used to have a dream over and over again about a beautiful girl, and her name was Carol.
What?
The same dream over and over, and it startled me just now because you look just like she did. Oh, but it's all nonsense, and I know it, and I apologize.
Carol, did you say?
Yes, but it was just a dream, and probably I just imagined that you resemble her, and I'm terribly sorry. I know what this must look like to you.
Yes. Like a veridical dream.
What?
A truth dream. It's a psychic phenomenon.
Oh, that. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't believe in that sort of stuff.
Oh? Well, it just happens that there are thousands of cases on record, and by people of reputation and responsibility.
Oh, sure. But now, excuse me, and again, I want to apologize for this embarrassing moment. Goodbye. I could see over my shoulder that she left the elevator door open until I'd gone into my suite across the hall. I sat down next to the broad window overlooking the East River, crossed my fingers, and waited. 10 minutes. 15. Hello?
Mr. Dollar?
Yes, who's that?
This is Carol.
What?
Your dream girl? Hello?
Oh, I get it. I made a fool of myself in the elevator, and now you're rubbing it in.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I hope you don't think I'm being forward, but I'd like to talk with you. About your dream, I mean. What's that mean?
And I was afraid you thought I was trying to pull a fast one in the elevator. But, how did you know who I am?
I just asked the desk clerk who was in 1013. My name is Carol Sharp.
Then it really is Carol. Well, that's amazing.
That's why I want to talk to you.
Well, there's a nice cocktail lounge downstairs.
In half an hour?
In half an hour.
Bye.
Dollar, you are a fast one. Now, let me see. Johnny Dollar.
Randy Singer.
Yeah, I want to know.
Well, what's the matter?
After what I've been talking to, this is a come down.
Now, what do you do? Oh, you met Carol Sharp.
Sure
huh?
did.
Uh-huh. Oh, look, I've set up the seance I promised you. Still want it now that you've met the girl?
Sure. I want to find out what this stuff is all about, how those people operate and so on. Want to pick me up here at the towers?
Why don't you meet me here at headquarters, then you can look over the file on Tony Ricardo.
Good idea.
I'll be clear any time after 6.
Better make it around 7. I've got a date for cocktails.
Are you in town on a case, or...
With Carol Sharp.
You lucky dog. See you later.
To say that Carol looked like a vision when she swept into the cocktail lounge would have been a gross understatement. Her light blue cocktail gown was probably from Hattie Carnegie, but its lines were simple in the extreme, and it only served to accentuate the fresh, lithe figure and the natural beauty of the girl. Her blonde hair was drawn back tightly, and a silver blooming stole was draped carelessly over her shoulder. If I'd put on an act when I stared at her in the elevator, believe me, this was no act now.
I hope you don't think me too brazen for having called you the way I did.
You have no idea how glad I am. Will this be all right?
Oh, fine. Thank you.
I was afraid after that episode in the elevator you might have thought I was just some lonely bachelor trying to find a date.
Are you a bachelor?
I confirmed.
Well, you just haven't met the right girl.
Well, there are times like this when I think perhaps the...
Your order, sir?
Oh, sure, point killer. Carol?
Sherry and bitters, please.
Sherry and bitters and VO over ice.
Thank you, sir.
Be honest with me. Do I really look like the girl you used to dream about when you were a little boy? Or did you dream about a little girl your own age who just happened to bear some resemblance to me?
Well, no. no, you see...
That's very important. You see, if it really was a veridical dream, well, you see, the phenomenon of precognition would be involved, too, so to speak.
Precognition?
Yes, you're now knowing me psychically before you could possibly know about me by any natural means. Where have you lived most of your life?
Oh, all over. Here in New York, Hartford, Connecticut.
Eastern Pennsylvania?
No, never, except for an occasional trip to Philadelphia. But that wasn't until I was grown up.
Well, then you couldn't possibly have ever actually seen me, because all my life I've lived in Pennsylvania, in the coal mining district.
Well,
So your dreams of me must have been due to some supernatural cause. There's
Carol.
no other explanation. Well, is there?
Carol,
Curry and bitters for the lady, and...
Yeah, thanks. I'll sign that. Saved by the bell, or rather by the waiter. I'm afraid I came awfully close to admitting to Carol that I'd trumped up the whole dream business just to meet her and talk with her. She was certainly hep on the subject of things psychic, and I'm afraid a natural sucker for anyone who wanted to capitalize on her gullibility. Beautiful, intelligent, well-educated, but, well, you'll see what I mean.
And although it's a terrible strain on her, these deep trances, I've received messages through her, Johnny, from my father.
Through this medium?
Yes, Madame Morgana.
And your father's dead?
He died 3 years ago.
Carol, are you sure about those messages?
Yes, Johnny, I'm sure. That's why I want you to go and see. See these things for yourself, will you? Will you go to her with me?
Now, don't swing at me, but at this point, I think I'd go anywhere with you.
Johnny, I'm serious. I want to tell her about you anyway, and the veridical dreams.
Well, all right. When?
I'll call her tonight, and perhaps we can see her tomorrow night, all right?
Yeah. Carol, I don't want to seem suspicious, but,
Yes?
don't tell her anything about me, except that you're bringing me along.
Oh, no. No, of course not. She wouldn't let me anyway. That's the way the fraudulent mediums work.
Oh? There are frauds among them?
Oh, plenty of them. You know, they get the information from some mutual friend and pretend they're getting it from a supernatural source.
And she doesn't.
I'm sure of it.
So far, so good. I'd met Carol Sharp. I'd convinced her in a snide sort of way that I was intrigued with this psychic phenomena business. I was well on the way to meeting the medium who had sparked this whole case. And later tonight, thanks to Sergeant Randy Singer of the NYPD, I'd attend a seance calculated to be my first step in finding out how the phonies in the racket impress their customers. There was just one more person to meet, Tony Ricardo, whom Carol wanted to name, along with the medium, as beneficiary of her big insurance policy. By the time Carol and I finished cocktails, I was sorry I'd made any plans for the evening. But I was already late for my meeting with Randy at headquarters. I took Carol back to her penthouse and then dropped into my own suite to pick up a topcoat. Somebody had shoved a note under my door.
Mr. Johnny Dollar, if you value your life, you'll stay away from Carol Sharp.
It was unsigned.
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's intriguing episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, I find out a thing or two about a killer and about a medium not so well done. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote tonight's story. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
May 15th, 1956, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. And just a reminder, if you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. You can hear the shows through our webpage, classicradio.stream, or you can stream the shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, contact me there. Also have a list of all the places that you can hear our show on demand if you've got a podcast app, classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.